Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I decided to do this summer inspired makeup look for you girls, which I really hope you girls enjoyed. It's not your ordinary summer lightweight makeup look, but it is one of those looks that you just want to look more polished, but you still want that summer vibe going on. I did also use a blush palette as an eyeshadow today. This peach color just really came in handy for that crease, since I don't own any palette that has any type of bright color in it. And for those of you that are on a budget, this palette probably retailed for around $8, and like I said, it's really versatile and it just came in handy for this look. So I really hope you girls enjoy that. And before I get started with the tutorial, I did want to mention that I finally hit my first 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which just really makes me really happy, and I wanted to thank you all for subscribing to my channel and just sticking around and just being here on this journey with me. It just really motivates me and it really makes me just want to continue on, doing what I love. So I really hope you girls enjoyed this video, and if you girls want to know how to get it, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay beauties, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, but can you tell how happy I am to finally get to filming? So I'm going to be prepping my face with MAC Fix Plus just to rehydrate the skin, and for primer today I'm going to be using the NYX Born to Glow Illuminating Primer. This is just going to illuminate the skin, give it that inner glow and more of a summer-like effect to the skin, if that makes any sense. Now to conceal and correct, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium. And this is just to conceal as well as correcting the darkness underneath my eyes as well as the eyelids. This is just my way of starting off the eyeshadow look. I like to go ahead and conceal. And then I'm going to be taking the Beauty Blender and just blending it all out. Now I'm going to be taking the NYX eyeshadow base in the shade Skin Tone, and this is just to help the eyeshadows adhere a lot better, as well as it prolonging the wear of the eyeshadow throughout the day. So now I'm going to be setting the eyeshadow base with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and this is just going to help the blending process. For today's look, I'm going to be using the Morphe 350 eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be taking that soft brown eyeshadow and I'm going to be popping that right into the crease. So I'm going to be focusing the product onto the outer portion of the crease and then slowly, gradually bringing it towards the inner portion of the crease as well. So now I'm going to be taking the Morphe M502 blending brush, and this is just a clean blending brush that's going to help me buff out the rough edges, and I do like to interchange between those two brushes just to further buff the eyeshadow. So since I don't own a colorful eyeshadow palette, I actually decided to use my matte blush palette, and I'm going to be taking that peach shade and I'm going to be taking a Morphe pencil brush and applying that right into the crease. I really loved how versatile this blush palette worked for me today, and it's a really good technique instead of going out and splurging on a more expensive eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to be further blending with the Sonia Kashuk 109 blending brush. I'm also going to be using the Carli Bybel palette and taking that pink shimmery shade and using this Naked 2 dual-sided brush. I'm going to be taking the flat side of the brush and popping that pink shimmery eyeshadow onto the eyelid. I really love the pop of shimmer that it gave to the eyelid. I found it really summery and just really fresh looking. I really just like to build up the intensity of the eyeshadow as well as perfect the edges of the eyeshadow where it meets with the crease, and just keep it nice and crisp and round as much as I can, because I know it's never going to be perfect. But now I'm going to be flipping the brush over and I'm just going to be blending out the shimmery eyeshadow with the outer V of the eye. And for the brow bone color, I'm going to be taking this vanilla shade and just popping that right onto the brow bone. And it's also going to clean up any rough edges if you went too high up. But I'm just going to be blending it all out with the Sonia Kashuk number 109 blending brush and just perfecting the eyeshadow look as much as I can. And now moving on to the face, I'm going to be using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation as well as the L'Oreal Infallible Foundation. And I've just been loving this combo lately. I love the finish of the foundation, and I just love how airbrushed the skin looks with this foundation. And then I'm going to be taking the Beauty Blender, and that's just to, you know, further blend the foundation and give it more of a flawless effect. So now I'm going to be highlighting the highest points of my face. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the shade Neutralizer. And I just love the coverage and the effect that this concealer gives on the face. It's really brightening and brings forward those areas that you really just want to highlight. Just dabbing it all out with the Beauty Blender. Now to set and bake the under eye area, I'm going to be taking the Mercier translucent setting powder and just taking the Beauty Blender that I was using to blend out my concealer and just applying that underneath the eyes and the bridge of my nose. This is really just going to help prolong the wear of your concealer and just have it nice and set there for it to last, you know, throughout the whole day and prevent any creasing. Because I really had that problem before, and ever since I started lightly baking underneath the eyes, that issue has been completely gone. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to be taking this L'Oreal Infallible Pressed Setting Powder and using an e.l.f. powder brush and just setting the rest of my face. It's just going to give my skin more airbrushed effect, as well as helping out the blending process when I'm going to be applying the bronzer and my contour. For bronzer today, I'm going to be using the NYC Sunny Bronzer, and this is just going to go great in combination with the e.l.f. Contour Kit. So I'm going to be lightly bronzing the face, and then I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Contour Kit, and I'm just going to be contouring the areas that I like to contour, which are my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, and just love the outcome of this combination. And for blush today, I'm going to be taking the same blush that I used on the crease and applying that to the cheeks, and then taking a clean powder brush and just buffing it out, making sure that the blush is not harsh on the cheeks. So here I'm just going to be removing the bakage underneath the eyes, and then I'm going to move on to highlight the high points of my cheeks. And I'm going to be taking the Laura Mercier highlight in the shade 01. And I really love this highlighter. It's nice and subtle, yet you can still see the glowiness on the cheeks. So I'm going to be applying that with the e.l.f. fan brush, and then applying that to the bridge of my nose, applying that a little bit to my forehead, and of course on the Cupid's bow. Now I'm going to be taking this Hard Candy highlighting trio and taking that nice highlight. I'm going to be popping that right into the inner corners of the eyes as well as the bottom. And I just love this highlight. I just find it really intense, and it just gives it that pop of brightness to the inner corner of the eye. So then I'm also going to be taking the Sunny Bronzer that I used on the perimeter of my face and popping that onto the outer portion of the bottom lash line, and it's just going to tie the whole eye look together. So for this look, I am going to be popping on some Ardell Demi Whispies, and I just love how these eyelashes just make the whole look just look a little bit more amped up. But I'm not going to be applying any eyeliner to the lash line. I just want it to look nice and fresh and a little bit more simple. To line my waterline, I'm going to be taking this L'Oreal concealer stick and just popping that right onto the inner rim of my eye. I just love how brightening this concealer stick gives my eyes. Now I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara and popping that onto the eyelashes just to give it more of a natural effect to the lashes as well as the bottom lashes. And now moving on to lips, I'm going to be taking my favorite lip liner, which is the Rimmel Tiramisu lip liner, and I'm going to be lining the lips, and I'm also going to be filling them in. For lipstick, I'm going to be taking this Maybelline Color Sensational lipstick in the shade Coral Craze. And this is a more intense lipstick, but since I used the Tiramisu lip liner on the bottom, it just muted it out and it gave it the perfect summer coral lip that I really wanted. And now to finish off the lips, I'm going to be taking the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Maple Blondie. And I just love the way this tied the whole look together, and it just gave it that summery, fresh, glossy touch to the whole makeup look. And last but not least, just to finish up the whole look, I'm going to be spraying some MAC Fix Plus, and this is just going to set everything all in place. And this is the completed look. I really hope your girls enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and if you have any video suggestions, comment them down below, and I'll see you girls all in my next video.